Cool. Now if I make a mistake with any of these, once I've got it selected, I can just drop into here into the step sequence mode, and you can see that I've made a mistake on one of them. So that's a correct one there, and I can just neaten that up there like that quite easily. Cool. Now if I wanted to change any of the sounds, that's very remarkably easy, and the great thing is you can do that all in real time. So if I decide, look, this hi-hat isn't quite for me, I can just hit browse to a sample, a drum sample, a hi-hat close sample, an acoustic sample, and I can just start rocking through any of these sounds until I find something I'm happy with. Cool. Any of these sounds can be muted, so cool. Now I can also load up, there's an extraordinary amount of effects in Ableton. So if I wanted to take this snare drum, for example, and pop a reverb onto it, I can just select here an effect, and then shift browse to find the effect I'm after. In this case I'll load up a metaverb. Cool. Here I can control the mix, the room size. Cool. Now one cool thing about Maschine is if you ever want to record any knob, the moment you tweak it and decide you want to record it, you just hold down this button here and you can cool, you can see how really straightforward that is there. So if I move over on another group here, and I'll just hit stop for a moment. So now what I'm going to do is I've loaded up a bass sound here, and as you can see, if you just pop this into pad mode, one of the great things about Maschine that's very different from sort of the old hardware units is if I wanted to play this pad over all pads here, I'd actually have to physically put a different sample of each pad onto each one of these pads. Now what Maschine allows me to do is to take a pad that occupies a single slot and put it into a keyboard mode where I can actually play it in here. Now you can't see in the video here, but I've actually got a MIDI keyboard hooked up as well, and if you hook a MIDI keyboard up to Maschine, then you've also got the ability here to play the whole thing. You've got pitch bend and you've got a mod wheel set up and whatnot, so that's really great as well. So what we'll do here is we'll just hit play and record. We'll practice a bit of a bass line. So you can see one of the great things about having a keyboard and having a mouse to use if you need to is that some things are better done on the computer. So you can see here that I've made a bit of a mistake with the bass line that I've played in. Those two notes there are correct, these two are not correct. So what I can do now is I can just delete those, and I can just option copy over here to pop those where I'm after. Cool, so you can see that was quite an easy fix there. Awesome. Now, any of these sounds can be greatly affected. So if I take the bass sound that I'm on here, I can go into it. I can add per sound. These are without adding any effects. I can compress the sound. I can distort the sound. I can put sample reduction on the sound. I can bit crush the sound if I'm after. I've also got a filter here.